Whew, I'll tell you what, it's about that time. It's the wrong.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, this is not a thought about the NFL. This is not a thought about an organization or fans or referees or any stretch of the imagination. This is a thought, a rant about the senseless act of shooting violence. Shooting violence is a real thing, and it has now hit Southern Indiana. Every year here in Southern Indiana, we have a plethora of festivals. We have Lanesville Heritage, we have Sellerburg Celebrates, like we have the Clark County Fair. We have all these fairs, and this weekend, starting last Thursday, was the Harvest Homecoming, which is in New Albany, Indiana. It is where all the areas, they come into downtown New Albany. They enjoy carnival rides and festivals and foods, normal things, right? But there was a group of young people that had a problem with another group of young people. These said people had guns on them, and then they started shooting senselessly into each other and into crowds, ultimately killing a 18-year-old person in high school still from Corydon, Indiana. And this was a football player. This was a young man, great for the community. This was a young man aspiring to be a lot of great things, and he lost his life because of senseless, stupid gun violence. So with that being said, guys, I would like for you all to just take a moment and just be like, think about how stupid gun violence is. How stupid can a thought process of somebody that you don't even know, associate with, or even have a problem with, or whatever, can end your life so tragically. It is absolutely stupid. It is absolutely, it pisses me off. Me as a football coach, we have to play this team now on Friday night. I do not want to play this team because of their tragedy that they played. But they want to play it. It is their senior night, so we are going to go out there and we're going to put our best effort forward. So, guys, just stop with the stupid-ass gun violence. It is stupid. It is senseless. Like, just grow up. Like, damn. But let's get into some NFL talk. Cue that intro. Oops. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation? Rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour Show to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. And over there at manhourradio.com, guys, we are doing a fundraiser for the person that lost their life in the senseless shooting act over the weekend at Harvest Homecoming here in New Albany, Indiana. All proceeds will go to them and their families, and we'll be out there Friday night supporting them as well. So if you guys would like to go over to manhourradio.com, check out the merchandise page. Every merchandise that we sell from here until, let's say, Halloween, all of those proceeds will go to that family. So guys, if you'd like to help that family that just lost their 18-year-old son over stupid gun violence, be sure to check them out and check out the website out. But with that being said, guys, we do got a great show for you lined up today. It is beautiful Monday, so that means one thing and one thing only. We have Way or No Way coming up here on this beautiful Monday edition of Man Hour NFL Talk. We are going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Are they still a bad team, even though they beat the Browns? We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the Super Bowl lines are no longer the Super Bowl lines. The Detroit Lions are no longer Super Bowl caliber team. No longer. Things happen. We need to talk about it. And the Las Vegas Raiders need to move on from Antonio Pierce today. They need to fire his ass today. Way or no way, way or no way. But of course, we got the title segment of today's show, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. The Detroit Lions squeaked by the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, so we'll be talking about that. It is hard to panic in Dallas, or is it not? We got to talk about that. Before we do get too carried away, we got to welcome some people into the chat. We got to welcome a man that is going through a lot right now. We have to welcome a man that has just don't know what to do with his hands on Sundays from now until February, and that is Mr. James Frank. His Cleveland Browns did take another L on Sunday, unfortunately, but he says Detroit Lions were playing Madden in real life yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. Much love for Aiden Hutchinson and prayers for his speedy recovery. So yeah, the Detroit Lions did squeak by the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, 47-9. They barely snuck by them just a tad bit. A couple bad calls here or there by the refs really gave the Detroit Lions the advantage in that game. But unfortunately, Aiden Hutchinson did break his leg. He broke his tibia and actually had emergency surgery before the game was even over. So definitely speedy recovery for him as well. We also got my man, the CFO of the Pigskin Pundits. If you want to be like John and be a Pigskin Pundit, guys, click on the subscribe button below. Below, there's a subscribe button. You get a members tab. You get free merch. You get free NFL games that you want to watch, just like John got to watch his Raiders game yesterday, even though he was in Detroit. Got to sit there and watch the Raiders game and enjoy it, right? You get behind-the-scenes footage. You get a little bit of this. You get a little bit you get a lot of stuff. You become a Pigskin Pundit. Be like John and be a Pigskin Pundit. But John says squeaked past the Lions. The Lions whooped them like they stole something. Listen. John. We all know that if the refs would have made some correct calls, if the refs wouldn't have been against the Dallas Cowboys, they would have won that game. We all know that. John Cunningham is in the chat as well. He says the Lions humiliated Dallas. They were throwing passes to linemen. It wasn't about the score. It was about the embarrassing Dallas. That's exactly what they did. You know what? They attempted to throw to linemen, but every time they threw to a lineman, it got called back because they were cheated. They were cheating. Holding, not reporting eligible. Right? I mean, the Lions had the refs in their pocket all game long. Let's just be honest, John. Let's just be honest about it. Carson Lang says the Cowboys game was close. It was very close until the coin toss. What's up, Carson? Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a grand old day. But guys, that is the first topic that we need to talk about here on this beautiful Monday edition, October 14th of Man Hour NFL Talk. And that is the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, obviously, the Dallas Cowboys battled the Detroit Lions on Sunday, and the Detroit Lions just squeaked past them just a little bit in a 47-9 score there. Now, the Dallas Cowboys are now 3-3 on the season, and they did lose to the Detroit Lions after a 2-game winning streak. Now, going into the bye week, there's been a lot of controversy about fire Mark McCarthy, do this, do that, do that. But Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys and general manager, said, We're not firing anybody. We're not even going to play hypotheticals at all. Mike McCarthy's job is fine. So, guys, when we look at the game versus the Detroit Lions on Sunday, and the Cowboys going into the bye week, are the Dallas Cowboys fine? Are they fine? Are they in panic mode? Do they need to fire everybody and rebuild? Well, I can tell you right off the bat. Right off the bat, I think everybody needs to slow it down, baby. Slow it down. The NFC West is still wide open. Yes, the Eagles are now 3-2 on the season in second place, right? But the Eagles are a bad team. We'll be talking about the Eagles coming up. They're a bad team. The Giants, they're average. They can sneak up on some people. They're definitely not going to win the division. And the Commanders are going to hit the wall. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys get on a little bit of streak here. They win a couple games. They still play the Eagles twice. They still play the Commanders twice, and they still play the Giants. Those are 5 very winnable games left in their division. 5 plus 3 is 8. You only need 9, 10 wins to potentially go into the playoffs. And they do play a team like the Carolina Panthers coming up. They do play a team like the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, they're getting better. They're getting a little bit of their mojo back. But the simple fact of the matter is the 49ers are not that good right now either. And they do play the Falcons. Not a bad team, but the Bengals, I mean, come on. The Dallas Cowboys can still win 9 to 10 games this season, and the NFC East is wide open. Hell, the division might be won by a losing team. So everybody that wants to fire everybody needs to slow it down, baby. Slow it down. The NFC East is bad. Pump up the Commanders all you want. They're going to hit the wall. The Commanders are going to slow down. The Commanders, this is the beginning of the end for the Washington Commanders after they got beat by the Baltimore Ravens. It is time to slow it down. It is time to recuperate, right? It is time to recuperate. Get this bye week and figure themselves out. Now, I am not saying that the Dallas Cowboys are a Super Bowl team right now. They have a roster that could win a Super Bowl. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. They have a roster that could win a Super Bowl, but they are injured across the board, right? They have like 7 defensive starters out from week 1. The simple fact of the matter is the Dallas Cowboys can get better. They can get better by one thing and one thing only. They need to fire Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer needs to get out of town ASAP. In this world that we live in, injuries happen on every NFL team. I see Carson in there. His team, riddled with injuries, the Buffalo Bills. James Frank, Cleveland Browns fan. He has injuries across the board. Plus, he has a Deshaun Watson, which is just a walking injury. You look at Deshaun Watson wrong, his shoulder's going to be hurt again. The Detroit Lions, despite Hutchinson going down in the third, like early in the third quarter, they still got pressure on Dak Prescott and that Dallas Cowboys offense over and over and over again. How I saw like seven rushes or hits on quarterback after Hutchinson went down. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys are a good team. They are a good team, and they're going to get better. And they can get better by, during this bye week, fire Mike Zimmer. I don't think Mike McCarthy is the firing answer. I don't think firing the offensive coordinator or special teams coordinator. The answer is Mike Zimmer, right? The answer is Mike Zimmer. Even when the Dallas Cowboys were healthy versus the Saints, versus the Ravens, they still got walked all over on the defensive side of the ball. All season long, the Dallas Cowboys have been giving up a lot of points on the defensive side of the ball. It just is what it is. Now, going into the bye week, a little bit more rest, maybe get a little bit more healthy, maybe put in a new defensive scheme. Maybe that 3-4 is just not working anymore. Put in a 3-3. Put in a 2-6. I don't know, something. Figure something out, but the Cowboys can get better. So, guys, I know you guys want to dog the Dallas Cowboys. I know you want to say, fire Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott's trash, Zeke Elliott doesn't have it, whatever, yada, yada. You can say all that stuff, but how can they get better? Realistically, how can the Cowboys get better? In step one, I think they need to fire Mike Zimmer. Get a actual defensive coordinator in there that is worth something. I understand Mike Zimmer had a top-rated defense in Minnesota, like 2017 or whatever it was. Okay. Since then, he's been bottom of the barrel for Mike Zimmer. That's why he's no longer the head coach in Minnesota. Mike Zimmer is not the answer on the defensive side of the ball. There is a person out there that just got fired in Robert Saleh. Go talk to him. He put a hell of a defense up in San Francisco. Hell of a defense. That's why he got the Jets head coaching job in the first place. Mike McDaniels, like another coach from that Kyle Shanahan tree over there in San Francisco. D'Amico Ryans, defensive coordinator down in Houston, right? Guys, the Dallas Cowboys need to make a defensive coaching change, and it needs to be happen now. So in the comments below, guys, how can the Dallas Cowboys realistically get better? In this bye week, not sitting Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins would love to have Dak Prescott. The Giants would love to have Dak Prescott. There are probably 27 other teams in the NFL that would love to have Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb obviously is not the answer. He's doing his thing, right? The defense is just not tackling. The defense is the issue. So, guys, let me ask that question again. How can the Dallas Cowboys get better? So, to answer that, we're going to go into the comments. And I know there's a lot of trolling happening, and I'm going to read each and every comment because that's what we do here on Man Hour. We are live, we're raw, and we're uncut. Do what we do. So, Carson says, I'm not sure the Cowboys would have won if the Lions didn't play. Drive. I was like, oh, shit. Here we go. It's going to be a long day. And then I think Tom Brady said that, the Dallas Cowboys are 11-0 when they score first since 2023. Way to go, commentator Jinx, right? Now, I think if the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions play again, and they both play an A+ game, right? They both play a flawless game. I think the Dallas Cowboys do beat the Detroit Lions head-to-head if they both play perfect games. Now, obviously, the Detroit Lions played an A+ game. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys did not. And it showed. And it showed how great the Detroit Lions can actually be. James Frank says the Eagles will be battling the Redskins, Commanders for the top spot. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both back, plus they got Barkley. Well, we will be talking about the Eagles. We'll be talking about the Eagles, and they are something else, right? John says the refs were on a bye week. No, so when I was talking about the refs, guys, I was totally just being like the stereotypical Cowboys fan, right? When I said the Cowboys squeaked by, I was being a stereotypical Cowboys fan. I was just trying to get the trolls going, and it worked. To be honest, go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Man Hour and like NFL Talk. Look at the post of the Dallas Cowboys, and there's like 300 comments and like on there. Mike is in the chat. What's up, Mike? Mike says, being a diehard Lions fan, I would trade that win for Hutchinson in a heartbeat. Season injury like that sucks. Yeah. That was what was that noise? That was a bad injury. Sorry, I just had a weird beep in my noise in my headphones. I don't know what it was. James Frank says, I'm all right. Nick Chubb will be about to be back. Go Guardians for now. Carson says, Buck, I mean no disrespect, but I'm not sure the Cowboys would have beat your high school team you are coaching. Probably not. My high school team is pretty good. We put in a pretty good system. Got some really good players. Rob Frey says Vikings-Detroit game will be a great game. It will be a great game. Looking forward to it. John says Washington and Philly are in the wild card. So John's saying Washington's winning the East and Philly is in the wild card. I don't think anybody from the East gets a wild card bid, to be honest, John. George Lucas is in the chat. He says they opened up a can of whoop ass on the Dallas Cowboys. They did. George, you are being absolutely right. You are being absolutely right. That flea flicker was insane. It was like at that point when they buzzed out the flea flicker, that was just like, hold my beer, see what I can do, right? John People says how they can get better is get rid of Jerry Jones. You know, and I disagree. I disagree because I think Jerry Jones is a great owner. He is a great promoter. He is a great ambassador for the team. What I think he needs to do, being 82 years old or however old he is now, he needs to give his son or hire a general manager. He needs to step back and just be the owner and let somebody else manage the team. Be a general manager, because I think Jerry Jones thinks with his heart a little too much, right? He is more of a person that thinks with love and his heart and not his head, right? Because at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. The business is to win championships, not to be just good enough, not to be around your friends and hang out and have a good time. It is to make me money and to win a freaking championship. That's why the Jacksonville Jaguars will never be good. Let's just be good. Rob Fay says that's easy. They can't get worse. A wise man once said, once you hit rock bottom, there's only one place to go, and that is up. And I think this is the rock bottom part of the Dallas Cowboys season. I think this part of the season is the rock bottom part. And now they're going to bounce. They got a bye week. They got time to lick the wounds. They got time to air out the grievances and really butt heads. And then ELE. Everybody love everybody. Let's go out there on Sunday Night Football in week 8 and dominate the San Francisco 49ers. That's what they need to do. They need to do. Justin Osborne is in the chat. What's up, Justin? He says the Cowboys have no running back. That is right. That is right, Justin. The Cowboys running game is suspect at best. They have Rico, they have Zeke, and they have Deuce. None of them are going to be their number one guy right now. Hell, they even got Delvin Cook on the practice squad. They have all these names that were great 5 years ago. Deuce Vaughn could be a nice little Darren Sproles if they could use him and like do him right, but they're just not. They're just not going to get him in the right spots. But yes, the Cowboys have no running back. Now the trade deadline is 3 weeks away. November 5th is the trade deadline. There are some running backs that out there that I have potentially said like, hey, maybe, just maybe, you guys should go out and get this guy. Obviously, Derrick Henry would have been a great addition to the Cowboys this offseason, but Jerry Jones was like, we can't afford him, whatever, right? But there's a running back out there that could be very affordable right now. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I have said this name many, many times. Would fit great in Dallas. He's currently on the Chiefs IR for PTSD. He's actually not injured. Physically, mentally, he is injured, right? PTSD is a real thing. And right now, he's just sitting on the Chiefs bench. And if maybe a change of scenery might help that PTSD for Clyde, right? Because let's just be honest. As a Chiefs fan, Clyde is not stepping on the field anytime soon for the Chiefs. They got Carson Steele, came out of nowhere, could be a decent back if he hangs on to the ball. They got Kareem Hunt. They got Isaiah Pacheco coming back in probably week 10, week 11. There's no need to have Clyde on there. You could probably get him cheap. And maybe that change of scenery could really help Clyde, get over that PTSD. Another name out there, Travis Etienne. Just has not been living up to hype in Jacksonville. Tank Bigsby it should be the number one running back in Jacksonville right now. Travis Etienne, I bet you if the Jaguars are probably listening to trade talks right now. Like, hey, maybe Travis is not that guy anymore. Maybe we can get him a third or fourth round pick. Let's get him out of here. The Cleveland Browns, James, I know you I know you said Nick Chubb is starting to come back and get healthy and be right. The Browns are on a fire sale. That loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, they're now 1-5 on the season. They're not coming back. They're not making the playoffs. They're not making any push to nothing this season. Trade everybody that has assets. Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Myles Garrett. Get them all out of there. Rebuild. Nick Chubb to the Cowboys would be amazing. Amazing. And then there's a lot of pieces out there that you could add to the Cowboys. Miles Sanders from the Carolina Panthers. That might be a good addition. But yeah, Justin, you are right. They have no running backs. They have no running backs, and it needs to be addressed now. It needs to be fixed. John says they need to get somebody that can stop the run. And I want to blame injuries, but let's just be honest. Lawrence isn't coming back any like this season. He's on season-ending IR. Phillips isn't coming back with season. He's on sending season injury-ending IR as well. Micah Parsons just is not a run-stopping guy. He's a pin your ears back, go get the quarterback guy. So when you know that, and you know that your team has problems stopping the run, John, that's when I said it's time for a new scheme. It's time for a new defensive coordinator. It is time to shake up the bag and pull out a 5-2 or a 5-3 or something. Figure something out. The Dallas Cowboys thrive on man coverage on the outside, pressuring the quarterback. So why not let your cornerbacks, let Travion Diggs, and when Bland, he comes back, let them man up and put 5 guys on the front. Send 6 guys every play. Don't be afraid to shake up the bag a little bit. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, you know what? We can't stop the run. I'm going to sell out to stop the run and let Diggs and Bland eat on the outside. Bland led the league in interceptions last season. Diggs did the year before that. How did they do that? Man coverage. Now, if you want to bring somebody to help stop the run, if you want to bring somebody in that could potentially help you, reach out to the Cincinnati Bengals. They're not doing anything this season. Reach out to the Browns. They're not doing anything this season. You guys know who I'm talking about. Myles Garrett and old Hendrickson. Reach out to those teams. Justin Alborn says, in the NFL, you cannot be one-dimensional. You can be one-dimensional if you have the greatest quarterback of all time in Patrick Mahomes. But if you don't, then yeah, you can't be one-dimensional. And Carson Lane says, Dak's not even top 5 in the CFL. Wrong. Wrong. Come on. Stop dogging my man Dak. Jeez. George Lucas says, find players like Wilson. He is a dog. You talking about Russell Wilson or Garrett Wilson? Like, what Wilson are you talking about? Because I do like Russ, but Russ is not better than Dak right now. 10 years ago, maybe. Not right now. Not right now. Bennett Homeschool says, diehard Lions fan here. What up? What up? Stay tuned. We'll be talking about the Detroit Lions coming up here. Jim Powell's in the chat, CEO of the Pigskin Pundit, says, I told you Dak will end up being a Raider. No, he won't. We'll be talking about the Raiders. Russell Wilson is going to Las Vegas. Jared Goff is him. 18 for 18 in week 5, 18 for 25 this week. Jared Goff is playing some good football. Let's just say it. Let's just say it how it is. He's playing some good football. George Lucas says, why Jerry Jones didn't get King Henry the run set up the damn pass. Jerry Jones said that he could not afford Derrick Henry this offseason. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a myth, but looking at it now, hindsight's 2020, right? They would have been thriving with Derrick Henry. But I personally thought that Derrick Henry was kind of near the end of his career, to be honest. I was not expecting him to have like 800 yards in the first 6 weeks of the season. I was not expecting that. I thought it was going to be a Lamar Jackson show, and Derrick Henry's going to kind of ride off in the sunset, to be honest. But it is what I think. Rob Fay says, who do you think will win the Vikings or Detroit game? No spoiler alerts, but the Vikings are pretty good. Vikings are pretty good. Retro Mexicans in the chat says the NFC North owns the NFL. The NFC North is pretty good right now. NFC North might be one of the best divisions in football, if not the best. I will give you that. John says throw Wheelhouse to the backs would be helpful if he's quick. Oh, talking about Deuce Vaughn. No, what Deuce Vaughn will excel at is screen passes. Deuce Vaughn is a screen pass type of back. The man's like 5'2", but he's shiftier than a mouse in a little box. I think linemen are 6'6", 6'7". You put a 5'2" guy behind those 6'7" guys and throw a screen pass by the mean of the moment, he is gone. That's why he excelled so much at the Kansas State University. James Chamberlain says the Jaguars are fixing to have a fire sale as well. Potentially. And James Strank's like, send Trevor Lawrence to Cleveland, please. We talked about that. So they have fire insurance. Nick Brown says Jerry needs to go. No, Jerry just needs to no longer be general manager. Jerry Jones is a great owner, great promoter. We always talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Good, bad, or indifferent, the Dallas Cowboys are always in our mouth because of Jerry Jones. Let's just be honest. Trevor Lawrence is a lot better than the team around him for sure. If Tua decides to be fired, I'd take him in a second. James, I forgot you were a Miami Dolphins fan. Nick Brown is in the chat. He says, when Jerry didn't sign Derrick Henry, I knew the season was done. Potentially. Yeah. Rob Fay says, not Jerry players he gives millions to. Carson Lang says, real talk, the Dallas Cowboys defense is designed to play with the lead from the other teams has to pass. The Cowboys can't score right now, so they're going to get run over. Carson, you are correct. The Dallas Cowboys defense, a.k.a. Micah Parsons in that front seven, is built to play with the lead. They are built to pin back their ears and go get the quarterback, man up on the outside. That is what they're built for. Now, to say that the offense has issues, yes and no. Yes, they cannot be consistently competitive because of the one dimension that you guys have brought up earlier. When you cannot run the ball, it is tough to consistently have to pass back into cover 2, cover 3 coverage, play after play after play. And sky, green, whatever you want to call it. When you have zero to little running game, it is very, very tough to pass the ball. However, they're still getting some yardage, though. Despite only having a number one receiver on the field because Brandon Cooks is out. CeeDee Lamb is doing his thing. Yes, Tolbert is trying to step up a little bit, but the defense is just, it is tough to be a Cowboys fan. I am sure. John People says Diggs got his ass handed to him. Well, it is very, very tough to not be in position to play, and they run a play. That's karma for Dak in that big contract. What? First of all, Dak wasn't... Okay, let's talk about Dak's contract. So every quarterback in the NFL, the next paid guy is going to be the highest paid guy. Whether you're Joe Burrow, whether you're Tua, whether you're Brock Purdy, whether you're Dak Prescott, the next guy to get paid is going to be the next highest paid quarterback. That is just the way it is, John and people out there. That's just the way it is. And to say that's karma for Dak getting paid, Dak wasn't holding out. Dak wasn't demanding a contract. Hell, Dak said he would take a discount to stay in Dallas. So what kind of karma is that? To say, yes, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy, Jerry. I want to be your guy, Jerry. And to say that's karma, that's stupid talk. That is stupid talk. Nick Brown is in the chat, says Rico is the best Cowboys option right now at running back. And we still trying to get Zeke involved. Cut Zeke. Zeke is, I think he had like 7 carries for 14 yards yesterday. Not very good. Not very good. LOL, that didn't come out right. Rico was our best running back, and he's still trying to feed Zeke like it's 2016. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. John says, if you're a Lion, all you have right now is Cowboys' ass taste in their mouths. Okay. So, guys, is it time to panic in Dallas or is it not? I say slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. And John says, say it first take, said it. Dallas is soft. Dallas is built to play with the lead. That's just the way it is. Whether you want to call it soft or just coaching. It is what it is. But guys, it is Monday, and here on Monday, we do a beautiful thing called Way or No Way. It is very, very simple. I've been out there trolling the old interwebs. I've been looking at our comments, going through our comments and posting people and having arguments, because that's what I do on Mondays. I sit on the toilet and I have arguments with like people. But it's very, very simple. We have way or no way. So we're going to ask the question. Way is you agree with it. And no way is like, nah, that's not cool, man. That is not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. So way or no way here, guys, on this beautiful Monday edition of Man Hour NFL Talk. And let's get right to it. And let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles improved to 3-2 on the season by beating the Browns, a bad Browns team, 20-16. They're now sitting second in the NFC East. So, guys, way or no way, are the Philadelphia Eagles a bad football team? Now, the reason why we're asking this question, let's flash back to, was it week 4, week 5, when they just got dismantled by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got dismantled by the Buccaneers. Let's just call it how it is. It was just a very, very bad loss. In that loss, it seemed like the bottom fell out. Nick Sirianni's pointing the finger at this person. Hurts is saying it's Nick Sirianni's fault. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of turmoil. There's just a lot of stuff happening. But let's flash back even to week 2, right, when they lost to the Atlanta Falcons, 22-21. Nick Sirianni says, oh, that's not my play call. That was old what's-his-face's call, right? Kellen Moore. It seemed like all season long, guys, it's been somebody else's fault. Not Sirianni's, not Kellen Moore's, not Jalen Hurts, not the offense, not the defense, not this. There's been everybody's problem. But, guys, if you think about this, yes, the Eagles are sitting at 3-2 right now. Yes, they did, quote, barely beat a bad Browns team, 20-16. But at the end of the day, a win is a win in the NFL. And winning cures a lot in the NFL. And let me even take it one step further. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. I've been deemed a Philadelphia Eagles hater week after week, year after year, right? Guys, the Eagles could be 4-1 if Saquon would have caught that ball, walked into the end zone. 4-1, leaders of the NFC East. This could be a totally different conversation if they were 4-1 instead of 3-2. Guys, the question is, way or no way are the Philadelphia Eagles a bad team? And this is a no way. On paper, the Philadelphia Eagles have one of the best, if not the best teams in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, as bad as he has been the last 17 weeks or whatever it has been, he has 28 turnovers in the last 2 years and has a interception like 15 straight games or something like that. Like, he still improves year after year. His numbers, his interceptions go down. passing yardage goes up. His leadership skills get better. Jalen Hurts improves year after year after year. A.J. Brown quietly is still a stud. Yes, I know he's missed the first 4 weeks of the season. He is still a stud. Devontae Smith, going to be that guy for a long, long time. Saquon Barkley, still got it. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is the Philadelphia Eagles are still a really, really good team. If you are the Commanders, if you are the Giants, if you are the Cowboys, you do not want them to get hot. You do not want them to get hot. You do not want them to start to rattle off some wins. You do not want them to let them win 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row. Yes, they beat a bad Browns team. Yes, they barely squeaked by a bad Browns team, right? Well, guess what? They play an average Giants team up next. They play a bad Bengals team up next. They play a bad Jaguars team up next. They could have 4 wins in a row. They could be winners of 5 of their last 6, going into a Dallas Cowboys game that could potentially determine the division. And then they play a Commanders team. Sunday Night Football. Guys, these next 4 or 5 weeks is critical for the Philadelphia Eagles. They are a good team. And if they win 4 or 5 games in a row over the Browns, bad Browns team, over the Giants, an improved Giants team, but still pretty bad. Bengals, shit show. Jaguars, the Cowboys, bad team right now. But then they play the Commanders, Rams, and Falcons, and then the Ravens. Guys, if they win 5 of their next 7, hell, 4 of their next 7, the Philadelphia Eagles' confidence is going to be up here. The rest of the NFL is going to be, oh shit, they got hot. We are dangerous. We are screwed. And Nick Sirianni is another 3 years on this contract. Let's just be honest. So no way are they a bad team? No way. They're still a really, really good team. They just had a little bit of inner fighting. They now have flipped over the pineapple and they're good to go. We're all swingers now. It is what it is. So guys, with that being said, in the comments below, way or no way, are the Philadelphia Eagles a bad team? Rob Fay says way. Not only way, but way. George Lucas is way. They are a terrible team, he says. Terrible. Rob Ray says, talk about crazy refs for the KC. All they need glasses. We're not getting the refs today. John People says, no way. And Baker is clicking. They're going to be in the Final 4. Baker plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, John. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're talking about the Eagles. This man must be drunk. James says, party on. No way. Philly will just get better. The Bucs are a great team. Baker is balling. Evan and Godwin are on fire. Wait, what are you guys talking about the Bucs for? I'm confused. Oh, maybe for that thrust that they cook. Okay, my head. I see what you guys are picking up now. John says no bullshit detected. LOL. Nick Brown says we know one thing's for sure. We are better than the Jets. I don't know. Hey, Nick, I don't know. Listen, if the Jets win tonight, which I'm picking the Jets to win tonight, they're first place in the AFC West or East. The Buffalo Bills are going, oh, shit. If the Miami Dolphins continue to hang around, Tua comes back, week 8, week 9, we could have a totally different division coming up here. Clapped Cheeks says all the Eagles need is some baby oil. With the Puff Daddy. Okay. Is it Puff Daddy or is it P Diddy? Me being an old man, I know him as Puff, right? Nick Brown says no way. They're a good team. They're a good team. James Frank says, oh, Eagles ain't losing on Sunday night game. They're not losing the Sunday night game versus Jaguars. They are not. John said it's maybe 7 and win the division, depends on Washington. Surely not Dallas. Philly's defense is not balling. They're not balling, but they have room for improvement. They can get better. They're going to get better. So guys, where? No way. Are they a bad team? Bad team. I'm saying no way. Next up on this way or no way edition of Man Hour NFL Talk, Monday edition, October 14th. Guys, we are live every Monday through Friday, 2:30 East Coast time, right here on Facebook and, of course, YouTube as well. And on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Next up are the Detroit Lions. Guys, the Detroit Lions did go into Dallas this weekend, and they ultimately beat down the Dallas Cowboys. Let's just be honest. Was it 47-9? But during that rout of the Dallas Cowboys, they did lose a very valuable piece in Aiden Hutchinson. So, guys, way or no way, without Aiden Hutchinson, are the Detroit Lions a Super Bowl-bound team? The reason that I asked this question is because when we watched the game yesterday, guys, to me, the Detroit Lions looked like a complete team. From start to finish, they were a complete team. They were pressuring the quarterback. They were having fun. They were throwing the ball all over the field. They had a 2 running back system that was clicking and working very, very, very well. But when you lose a person like Aiden Hutchinson, your team is going to take a big hit. So way or no way are the Detroit Lions still a Super Bowl caliber team without Aiden Hutchinson? And I have to say no way. And the reason why I say no way is because Aiden Hutchinson was their pass rush. Aiden Hutchinson, the first 5-6 weeks of the season, he had over 50% of their sacks and pressures. Aiden Hutchinson was the quarterback pressure. Aiden Hutchinson was the quarterback sack machine. Aiden Hutchinson was that whole defensive front four. Now, it sucks that he broke his leg. I get it. That sucks. That sucks for the person. That sucks for the team. That sucks for his family. That sucks for the NFL, to be honest. He is a great player, and it seems like a very great person. But without Aiden Hutchinson on the field, guys, the Detroit Lions are not winning the Super Bowl. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl. Aiden Hutchinson is that big of factor for the Detroit Lions defense. Now, just because he is gone does not mean that the Detroit Lions will not go after a player like Max Crosby. The Detroit Lions may go after a player like Myles Garrett or Hendrickson. There are pieces out there that Detroit Lions might go out there and pick to try to replace Aiden Hutchinson, and then when he comes back the following year, holy crap, watch out. Can you guys imagine Max Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson on the same front four? We thought the Dallas Cowboys had a bad time. Now, look out next year. Hold my beer, boys. But right now, without Aiden Hutchinson as currently in construction, guys, the Detroit Lions are not a Super Bowl caliber team. They're not going to go there. They're certainly not going to win it. So in the comments below, guys, way or no way are the Detroit Lions a Super Bowl caliber team without Aiden Hutchinson on the field right now? Tim Smith says way. Basically, Tim is saying the Detroit Lions are still good without Aiden Hutchinson, which they are. They are still good, but that defense is going to suffer. Nick Brown says I'm not for sure. Aiden Hutchinson will 100% impact them when they get into the playoffs. So, Nick, everything that I have read and researched and talked to my wife about, because she is a surgeon, we are looking at about a 6 to 9 month healing process for Aiden Hutchinson and this broken bone. When you have immediate surgery, you have shattered that bone. There is no coming back in 14 weeks or whatever it is, three months. Aiden Hutchinson is out for the 2024 NFL season. See you next season in August, Hayden. He will not impact the playoffs. He will not. He's going to feel that heat tonight. The Lions destroyed him. They did destroy him. It was a beat down. John, people said Detroit dibbled Dallas. They're deep in the playoffs and trapped deadline 50-50. Not for sure what you're trying to say there, John. McNeil pulled 2 sacks yesterday. He did. And yesterday, after Hutchinson did go down in that second half, I still think Dak Prescott had about 7 pressures on him. He had like 3 more sacks, right? I think total for the day, the Detroit Lions had 6 or 7 sacks. The Detroit Lions played a perfect game. But it is easy to pin your ears back and rush the quarterback. It is easy to go out there and say, I'm just going to go get the quarterback. I don't have to worry about the run. I don't have to worry about anything else. When you're up by 28, 29, or whatever it was at that particular point, it's easy, right? Carson Lang says the Lions aren't a Super Bowl caliber team, but I'll say they are a playoff caliber team. They are definitely going to the playoffs. I agree, Carson. George Lucas says Aaron Rodgers will be balling next man up. I don't think so. James Frank says they can absolutely still make it. It sucks that he got hurt, but the squad is just too great, I think. That offense is good, and they'll find somebody to fill his spot. Max Crosby to the Lions or Myles Garrett. Daniel Brevel Sports Highlight says, hey, what's up, Daniel? What's up? Nick Brown says, sorry, losing Aiden Hutchinson will hurt the Lions, but they are 100% in the playoffs. I think the Lions still do make the playoffs, but I don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber team. Rusty Wrench says, go Cowboys. Jerry will turn it around. We will see. John People says, they did yesterday. New slogan, doing it for Hutch. So do not bank the season for the Detroit Lions on yesterday's game. Every game a team plays out of their mind and a team just shits the bed. If that game were to do over, I think it would be a closer outcome, if not a different outcome. Just putting it out there. But guys, I got to go. Little kids are getting off the bus here right now. I can hear the school bus honking. So live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. Tomorrow, 2:30 East Coast time. Overreaction Tuesday coming up. We out.